think it's time for another challenge. What do you think? Hello everyone. I am here to tell you today about a crazy challenge I've decided to do this fall. You might have heard about it. It's called the 75 Hard Challenge. I had a friend of mine who did it in the winter, and while she was doing it, I thought she was absolutely nuts, and I said I would never do it. But she did it, and she accomplished it, and she saw some amazing results and felt really good about it. And honestly, I don't know if I would even feel like I could do it if it weren't for us being, socially isolating inside, physical distancing. And I really wanted some new habits and routines to start forming this fall. I don't know about you, I am working online. I have been working online since March, and although I absolutely love working from home, I'm finding my days to just feel very static. I've been making my best effort to go out for walks and go out for exercise and do all the things that I usually love to do, but it's really hard when your whole routine and everything has kind of been turned on its head. So I was thinking of something I could do this fall, and if you know me already, you know I love a good challenge. Some people find a ton of structure to be very debilitating, and if that is the case, this challenge is definitely not for you. But I wanted something really structured, something to really push me. Definitely one of those A-type personalities, so yeah, this is the challenge. And I'm kind of adapting it slightly, actually I'm kind of adding to it, but the concept is pretty much the same. So I think there's 5 things that they ask you to do every day for 75 days. And I'll link below the actual challenge. There's a podcast and everything. The fellow that started it, Andy, I believe is his name. I found his podcast a little intense, not gonna lie. But like I said, I really like the concept of it. The main thing about this challenge is that it's meant to test your mental toughness. So it's not necessarily a physical challenge. It's not to make you lose weight or, any of those kind of goals, but they could be good byproducts of this challenge. I definitely feel like I want to just get a little bit more in shape, but like I said, my main thing was that I want to get into some really good, sustainable, long-term habits. So the 5 things. The first one is kind of a 2-parter. You have to do 2 workouts a day. One of them, they have to be 45 minutes each or longer, no less. They cannot be back to back, and one has to be outside. So the idea with this is rain or shine, sleet or snow, hurricane, whatever is going on outside, you get outside. And I really like this one because I definitely feel like I need to get outside, being inside all day. So I plan to do 1 workout. I'm going to Oxygen Yoga and Fitness Studio, and I really like it because they have a whole bunch of different workouts, and I can just book them for the week and know that I'm committed to that 1 workout. And then for the second one, I'll most probably go for a walk or a bike ride or a run if I'm feeling like I've got extra energy, but just something nice outside. So that's the first one. The second one is you have to complete a diet of your choosing. And this can be whatever diet you wish. It could be paleo, it could be vegan, it could be plant-based, whole foods, anything you want. But no cheat days. So you have to follow the same diet every single day. No alcohol. But you know, I love my cocktails, so that's gonna be a challenge. I've decided to just follow a plant-based diet, really looking at upping my protein because I want to get more lean muscle. And based on my body type and weight, I've done a lot of calculations. I'm going to aim for around 1,400 calories a day and track it. So I want to really start tracking kind of my meals because I've always ate very healthy, but I really want to see if I'm eating, you know, if what my meal sizes are like, and also by adjusting to have higher protein, I hope to feel a little bit more full and like more energy throughout the day. I find for myself right now my diet is pretty rich in carbohydrates, healthy carbohydrates, but I tend to like have that high and then that low, so some more consistent fullness would be good. The third thing is drinking 4 liters or a gallon of water a day. That sounds like a lot of water. I have like one of the 1 liter mason jars with a straw, might I add, which really helps. And I just keep that on my desk and I just drink out of that all day. And actually I've been trying to do this all summer, and drinking more water has really made such a difference. It's made me so much feel more full, because usually you're actually thirsty rather than hungry. So it's definitely like curbed my appetite and just given me more energy, and my skin feels, although I've got a bad pimple today, my skin feels clearer, and yeah, all around feels good. So I try and drink 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon, and try and stop around like 7-ish because I want to make sure my bladder is fairly empty throughout the night so I don't have to wake up. And then I definitely try and drink 1 whole mason jar, so 1 liter during my workout. I've been working out in the mornings, so I'll drink it during my workout, and I'll drink it before my coffee, and that's another game changer. I have found already by doing that, I don't get the coffee jitters, I don't get headaches, I just feel all around great. So that's the third. The fourth is reading 10 pages of a book each day, and the book has to be an inspirational book or like a self-help type book, something that kind of like moves you ahead, not a fiction book. So the library just opened here again, so I've gotten a few books, and I'm really eager because that's another habit that I've always wanted to get back into. I used to be such a reader, and recently I've just been on my screen so much, so getting some more books. And they also recommend the books be like physical books and not Kindles or audio books, because it's the act of like seeing you move through a book. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. And the last one is taking a progress photo every single day. And this will be interesting because I don't really like taking photos of my body. But you know what? I think it will be interesting. Rather than weighing myself every day, I plan to weigh myself maybe midway through the challenge or something. But I think by taking photos, it'll really give me a good visual of my progression. So that one will be interesting. And then I'm adding one more to it because, you know, just gotta make it extra hard. I am going to work for 45 minutes every day on my business, whether that be my YouTube or my Instagram or some content creation, something towards Whole Foodie Challenge, because I tend to work on all different things before I work on something for myself. So that is my goal. So I've already like kind of mapped it out in my head when I will do each thing, and I'm trying to map it out throughout the week, obviously like shifting things around for different events or what have you. But by having a little bit of a plan and trying to get like most of it done by like midday, I think it feels more achievable. I've also created this poster I've seen like other ones made and they're really cool, but I wanted one that also tracked my business thing and like it's my brand colors, and maybe I will share it if people are interested. But it's big, as you can tell. I'm gonna put it on my wall and like check everything off every day. And it even says the dates, so I remember. And yeah, so this is how 75 hard gets really hard. If you skip one of the things, you have to, they say, start all over again. So it's hard, it's not easy. So we'll see how far I get. I'm really hoping to make my way through. I'm very competitive with myself, so. And yeah, I'm going to post like, this is my like intro video, and then I'll definitely be posting like updates on Instagram, and then midway, and then when I'm done the challenge, so like 2 to 3 times, and kind of an update. There's a hashtag on Instagram, 75 hard challenge, which I've also started following. And that way I can kind of like be inspired by other people. I have another friend who's planning to do it with me, so that'll be really great. And yeah, I'm like feeling really excited about it. More excited than nervous. Like I said, I've been trying out a few of the things throughout the summer just to see how hard it would be. And I think the trick is to really just plan your time. You know, like each day think, okay, when am I gonna drink my water? When am I gonna do my workouts? When am I gonna go for or do my reading? All of those things. And yeah, so I'm really hoping that it'll make me, yeah, feel like mentally tough, but also have some like really good habits. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but this is the update. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions on if you've done it before, please shoot me a message. Yeah, I'd love to hear how it went for you if you've done it before too. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm gonna do a little bit of meal prep today to get ready for my 75 hard challenge, which I'm starting tomorrow. Because I'm now back at work full time, but still working from home, I still feel like I need some things to prep myself throughout the week, so I know for a fact that I'm gonna have some healthy meals and not have to worry about it. So there's a couple things I'm going to make today. The first one being like an apple pie style overnight oats. I got these beautiful, I'm not entirely sure what type of apples they are, but beautiful apples from my friend Erin's garden. I'm going to throw some ginger in there, and I've got some ingredients. I'm also going to prep some vegetables, some kale, and some roasted vegetables and some greens, and just have those ready on hand to cook with any sort of protein that I want to cook with. So those are the two kind of things I'm going to share with you today, so that I'm ready for my week ahead and ready for 75 hard. So the first thing you want to do is peel your apples. I've peeled about 4 or 5 here, varying sizes, and if you have a variety of apples, it just changes the flavor. The next thing you want to do is dice the apples. Now I am using a water sharpener here on my Global Japanese knives. I truly believe in this. It's called Mino Sharp, and it really helps, especially when I'm doing like meal prep or a lot of cutting in a day. I always make sure to sharpen my knives first. It avoids injury and also just makes the meal prep process that much smoother. Once I've diced the apples and removed the cores, you can tell I still need to dice them into small pieces, but I also have some ginger on hand. I would say about 2 tablespoons worth, and I'm just going to dice finely. I've peeled the ginger, but if you're buying organic ginger, you don't even really need to peel it. Just give it a quick rinse beforehand. And now I'm gonna dice the apples into bite-sized pieces. They don't have to be perfect. Now that you've got the apples all diced up, put them in a large bowl and sprinkle with about a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon of cardamom and a generous teaspoon of cinnamon and mix to combine. Some of the pieces of apple need to be kind of really broken apart. And you know what? I'm adding a little bit more cinnamon because I like it spicy. I've defrosted 3 frozen bananas, so I'm gonna add them to the bowl. Or another mixing bowl, I should say, and just mash them up with a fork. I personally probably would have blended this just so that the pieces of banana didn't like take over the oats. So just break them up, or if you have like an immersion blender, I would use that. I am then adding 4 cups of plant-based milk. This is oat milk here. And like I said, if you could just blend this, it probably would make it easier. I don't really measure, but probably about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Add that in and stir to combine. And then I've got about 100 grams of vegan protein powder just to really boost the protein. It's one thing I'm really working on in this challenge. Lastly, I'm adding just a little bit more cinnamon. You don't need to add this, but like I said, I love a lot of cinnamon. And about 1.5 cups of oats and a 1/4 cup of chia seeds. And then once they're combined, just stick it in the fridge for an hour to swell. Okay, while I let the breakfast stuff kind of sit, I'm putting the oats in the fridge for like an hour while this cooks and letting the apples cool down, and I'm gonna start roasting my veggies. So I turn the oven on to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and I've got this baking dish that I love because it's got like a lid that I can put over it and stick it in the fridge. Because I'm eating at home, I'm not like terribly concerned in making individual portions. I might, who knows. But I love this, especially coming into fall. This is like one of my favorite meals to make, or side dishes, I guess I would say. Basically, it's like any root vegetable you have on hand. You dice it up and you put it in a pan with some olive oil and some spices, and then you just roast the vegetables, and they're so, so good. So today I've got some little baby potatoes. I love these because they're already pre-washed. Got them at Costco. You just have to like dice them in half or quarters. An onion, some sweet potato, which I've already peeled. These really adorable squash that I definitely need to eat. They're like starting to go. These are from my CSA box. Shout out to Rake and Radish. And these beautiful carrots as well from Rake and Radish that I probably am not even gonna dice. I'm just gonna throw them in as is. And some garlic. And then usually I put in some fresh rosemary. I don't have any on hand right now, so I'm gonna dig in my fridge and see, or sorry, in my pantry and see what kind of herbs I have. So I just dice everything up. I put it in a big bowl. I douse a little bit of olive oil, mix it in, and then we roast. So it's simple and it's so good. If you hate dicing onions, here are my quick tips. So first of all, cut off the ends and then dice in half. That way you can peel off the skin pretty easily. It comes off in one piece. And the other trick I would say is to really make sure you have a sharp knife. That way it's pressing less into the onion and releasing less of the juices. Then I slice it along the line diagonally like so, making sure to try and tuck your thumbs in. If you wanted to dice it into cubes, you would then dice it along the other line like a rainbow. But for this, I'm just going to dice in strips because they're gonna roast and cover the rest of the vegetables and it'll taste so good. So for sweet potatoes, you want to peel them first, and then I dice them one way and then dice them into cubes. Again, they don't have to be perfect. For the little nugget potatoes, I'm just gonna dice them into quarters. So dice them one way and then the other way. For the smaller ones, I'm just gonna dice in half. Was kind of interesting. It looked almost like a zucchini once I cut into it, so I just diced off the ends and then cut in half and then into cubes. But again, I don't know if this was the right or wrong way of doing it. I'm excited to see how it'll taste with all the other vegetables. About garlic in this recipe is you really don't need to do much. I just take off the outer layer of skin, and sometimes I'll dice the ends off, sometimes I don't even bother with that, especially if you're buying organic. Now the next part is just to put all your veggies in the bowl with some sea salt and some olive oil and some spices. Here I'm using kind of a mixture of different herbs like basil and I believe some oregano and some rosemary, and just mix to combine. And then you're just gonna put into a greased casserole dish, making sure to spread them around so that every area of the pan is covered. Okay, we are ready to roast. Look at these beautiful, beautiful vegetables. I probably packed this a little full. I might separate it into 2 pans, or I might just not and just go with it. But if you want a crispier vegetable, I'd lay it on a thinner pan. But let's roast for about an hour. I'm gonna mix about halfway through, and yeah, smell up the house with lovely fall scent. Okay, we are done. Look at that. Gorgeous. Can you hear the sizzle? They actually got nice and crispy too. And then here are the apple pie overnight oats. And I made little hummus and chips. This is a really yummy dressing. It's my zesty apple dressing, and I added some basil to it. I will link the recipe in my bio or in my comments. And then just some simple salads. So we've got some greens, some kale. These are green chickpeas, so they're kind of like a cross between a chickpea and a pea, and they're really good. And then some fresh veg, so I can put the dressing on top. And then if I want more protein, I can throw it in. But I've got my meals now for the next week. Now I gotta deal with that, which is all the dishes. I don't have a dishwasher. I am ready for the 75 hard challenge. I'm super, super excited. I've got my meal prep. I'm getting my water in. Oh, well, let me show you what I'm doing for water. So this is what I do for water. It's just a liter glass mason jar and a straw. Honestly, the straw is life-changing. Don't ask me why. I have no idea why it makes it that much easier to drink water, but I'm just like sipping it all day. I drink 4 of these, so I drink 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. I'm already on number 4. I've kind of been practicing this 75 hard to see how hard it will be. I think it won't be too bad. Yeah, and then reading. I'm gonna read, hopefully, now that my meals are prepped, especially for lunch. Since I'm working at my computer, I'm hoping at lunch to grab my meal, go outside with a blanket, and read for lunch and eat my lunch. I'm like so excited about that. So yeah, I'm like super excited for the next 75 days. I know I say this now, I'm gonna be like, why am I doing this? but I think it's gonna be really good, and I will do another little recap in probably like a month or so on how it's going, what's been the most challenging thing so far, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you liked my video today. Please tap on the little thumbs up below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Every subscriber helps, and you can like hit the little bell, and that way you'll get notified when the next video comes next Monday. So we'll see you next week. Thanks again, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you're doing any fall kind of habit things. Okay, bye.